This week, I got something cooking up good for you. We are talking about mastering your money. What should you be doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? Not just on your annual taxes. What are the steps to making sure that you are financially secure and growing? And today, we're talking to another beauty insider, a lash technician who went and started her own lash school. And we're going to be talking about just getting rid of that W-2 income. What's the plan? How to do it? How to transform from that comfortability of that regular check into full-time entrepreneurship. You asked, I delivered. Today, I'm going to introduce you to my new podcast, Ask Jenni. I just want to get you some of the feels, introducing myself as a coach, as a business owner, as a wife, as a mother. Join me as we continue this journey of growth together. Like, comment, and subscribe. The very first thing I gotta do is just give y'all a little bit of y'all roses. Y'all are my favorites. Everybody this week is one of my favorite clients, one of the favorite people I like to talk to, and I've seen such tremendous growth with all of you. So I want to start with your introduction. I'll call it my club Shay Shay.
Hey, might be on to something.
You know, I'll give my little club Shay Shay, my little bit.
Okay.
But ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege and honor to introduce Kiara, a dynamic force in the beauty industry and a devoted mother who has masterfully balanced life and entrepreneurship. Starting as an educator with a side gig in lashes, Kiara's drive and vision led her to establish True Lash Studio, a dual-purpose venue where she and her team not only serve clients, but also nurture the next generation of lash technicians through her accredited training school in Texas. Her commitment to community building has not only propelled her income to quadruple, but also allowed her to manage her time effectively, focusing on both low and high ticket offerings to scale her business without sacrificing her own well-being. Known for her work ethic and innovative approaches within the lash industry, Kiara remains coachable and eager to continue her upward trajectory with her finances. Her journey is a testament to what is possible when passion meets discipline and strategic financial management. So I want to welcome you and thank you so much in advance for taking this time out. You know, I know we all booked and busy, but it's been, you know, a lot of new clients have asked and a lot of my followers have asked, like, I want to know some testimonials. I want to hear from your clients. And I was like, okay. Then I finally put it together and I want to kind of start our conversation with some stats that I just saw that were just blowing my mind. So the lash extension sector, okay? Right now, well, in 2020 was about $1.36 billion and it's projected to get to $2.31 billion by 2028, which is a huge, huge piece of growth. And then we already know the beauty industry is hundreds of billions of dollars annually, right? So you're in the right space.
Absolutely.
You're in the right space.
Absolutely.
But
Got here in the right time.
Oh yeah, and you're growing. So get your piece of that. Yeah. But I want to talk about when we first started working with each other. You were a new mom. You were working in the school with W-2 income, and this was like, you know, your side hustle. You loved it, but it really wasn't. We weren't talking about manifesting into everything that it is today.
Right.
Talk through that transition. What made you decide to leave that W-2 position, and how did you make it all work?
Honestly, Jenni, I was forced to leave the W-2 position. So when I became a new mom, I moved home to my hometown, to Tyler, and I took a really big pay cut. I took a $10,000 pay cut in my education salary. So coming from almost $60,000 to making less than $50,000 a year. So my monthly income was low.
Yeah.
So I was having to lash on the side. So I was forced to try to get clients so that I could, supplement my income.
Yeah.
So I was teaching, I was a new mom, so I was going through postpartum and everything, and just feeling the guilt of having to leave my baby at home
Yes.
and having to sacrifice the time after work, not being with her because I'm still lashing. And so it was a no-brainer. I just felt God tugging on my heart. Like I couldn't wake up every day. I woke up and it was about quitting this job, quitting this
Mm,
job, quitting this job. Like it was just on me. And so I finally made the hard decision. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna quit. I'm gonna tell them I'm not coming back next
yeah.
year. And it's probably gonna sound real stupid to them, but I'm about to figure this out. Like I'm gonna make this work. So yeah, it wasn't easy, but I knew I had to do it. I
Yeah.
had to do it.
About how many clients do you think that you had prior to quitting? I think that's something
Girl,
that's
I had
important.
10.
Okay. See?
Less than 10. I was seeing maybe like 2 to 3 people a week
Okay.
after work and on the weekend. So less than 10 clients. So it was real crazy.
I love it.
It was
I love it.
crazy.
You
Nobody
know,
under my mom was like, "What are you doing? You need insurance."
yeah.
And I'm like, "I'm gonna figure it out."
Yeah. I'm going to get to it.
Yep.
Look. But so I love this because everybody's journey is so different, right? You
Right.
know, I was talking to Ralph yesterday. He was saying like he was kind of introduced to where he ended up through some W-2 jobs, right? And
Hmm.
then Jaleesa on the day one, she was talking about how she worked for a job doing what she was essentially going to start her business in.
Right.
You were completely separate. So I love this story. I love that you were in education. You know, so
Right.
how did you even get introduced to the lash extension game?
So my lash artist at the time, her name is Natasha. She held trainings, and so I started getting my lashes done with her. And then she was talking about how she was having these trainings marketed on social media, and it really just started all making sense. I was like, I'm good with my
Yeah.
hands. And I know this is something that I could do. And at the time, like I was in MLMs, I was trying to have a shirt business. Like I was just trying to find something. And
Mm.
so I was like, let me just try this out, see
Yeah.
how it goes from there. If it sticks, great. If not, then I'll just move on to the next thing until I find what is going to be my thing. Because I felt called to be an entrepreneur. Like I
Mm.
just knew that that was my lane.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That is so good because that's another thing. A lot of entrepreneurs think that they have to have this 5-year plan laid out with the industry that they have all this experience in before they get started. And you was like, let me just try something.
Right.
Let me
Try to.
see how this goes.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. So, and it's also incredible to know that given, you were just kind of dibbling and dabbling in it to now all that it has become.
Right.
That's incredible.
It's mind blowing.
Oh my, it's like seriously.
Yeah.
So I kind of introduced that you have dual focus at your lash studio. Talk a little bit about how both sectors, intertwine and how you're not just behind the chair just doing lash extensions.
Right.
You also have your training portion.
Right. So I started out doing just trainings like
Yeah.
one-on-ones. And I enjoyed that simply because I do come from education. I really wanted the school first, but the opportunity came for the studio.
Okay.
And so that essentially moved me out of my own little suite and allowed me to open up my own studio in which we house other licensed lash artists and they run their own little businesses in there too.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what I do there. And I also sell supplies and I also take my clients there. Now, here at the school is where I educate new and aspiring lash artists. So I have some licensed cosmetologists, estheticians that want to learn lashes. And then I have some really new beginners that have never picked up tweezers in a day in their life.
Wow.
And so I think this dynamic works because I'm able to train, educate, and mentor my students as they're growing up in hopes that they continue to like push off into careers. But also like if I have spaces available next door, they can come and work under me. So like my best friend, she went through my school. And so I shared a room with her for about a year and she kind of like built her clientele and figured out, if that was something that she liked. And so it just really just balances. And I will say my business really falls into my values of like pouring into other women,
Yeah.
inspiring others, exercising freedom in life. So I don't know, it's just all meshed together really well.
Yeah. And you said a couple very key things. You started off with your own suite. just a small suite where you can go see your personal clients.
Right.
Then you moved on to having your own salon, basically, where
Mm-hmm.
you got other people paying you rent to stay there, again, generating another form of income.
Yeah.
Then you got your lashes. So not only will I put them on you, but I can sell these to other lash artists. I can do all of these
Yes.
other things. And then it came the big ticket. That's school.
Yes.
This is, you're not going to pay me just a couple dollars. You're going to come here and you're going to get educated.
Right. You go get educated. One thing you gonna do is learn.
You go learn. And you learn all things. And that's another part of it that I love. You're not just teaching your specific technique of lash artistry. You're also teaching them how to start and run their businesses.
Right.
You're like, I came from the bottom and now I'm here. Let me tell you how to do it. And so we had to switch you to the S Corp, managing those quarterly taxes and all of that good stuff. How has this big change in how you're even managing your income and keeping track of everything, how is that kind of spilled over into other areas of your life?
I think it has caused me to think bigger.
Mm.
To think bigger. I think before I was under the impression that the less that I reported, like the less I had to give. But in essence, my income and what I report affects every area of my life. So especially when it comes like down to buying a house, just doing bigger things. And it's funny you say this because I was talking to my students and I was telling them that lashes can be something to fund something else. So if we're not reporting it the correct way, then you're just stuck there. You're just stuck in that moment, stuck with what you're saying that you make. Because if it's not on paper, it don't matter.
So true. You'd be like, no, I got the money, I promise. Actually, it looks like you got the earned income credit.
Yes. But just working with you and being able to see those numbers, I'm like, dang, like I'm really doing this. And in the moment, like it doesn't feel like it. In entrepreneurship, you always feel like you're working more than what you've earned. Yeah. So to see like how much you actually have earned, I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, it makes sense now, right?
Yes.
I love that. And so you kind of talked about your passions, and I know all of the things that you're doing with the community and trying to draw in lash artists of every stage into your own community. Let's talk about how like your passions go beyond just the generation of revenue and how that's opened up doors for you as well.
So I'll say that ultimately I want everyone to learn to take risk. Mm-hmm. And so I'm a girl's girl and I want everyone to win. So well, as you know, I'm creating this event, Beyond Beauty. And this is for beauty professionals to get inspired, get motivated, get around the right type of people that understand them, people that can relate to them, to help them to elevate in their business. Because it's not just a side hustle. It's not just a little cash under the table. It's not a kitchen thing. Like this can actually be a big thriving business if you allow it. So I'm bringing in like so many other women whose voices I know need to be heard, to share their stories and inspire the upcoming beauty professionals in East Texas. So I love going to like events and things like that so I can find my tribe and just picking up on little things. And so all that to say, I'm bringing it back to Texas, East Texas, for the Beyond Beauty brunch.
I know, I'm so excited for that. I cannot
am too.
everything.
25 days.
Listen, it's coming. It's coming. It looks like it's coming together perfectly too.
It is. Everything is so aligned. It's so aligned. I'm like, God gave me the vision and I was like, okay, he's going to see me through it. So it's going to be life-changing for some people and I can't wait to hear their testimonies.
I mean, and then when I think about it, you kind of brought this up over a year ago to kind of talk through like what the goals were. Mm-hmm. And then we were like, all right, let's put it in action. What's the first thing you got to do?
Yeah.
And you were like, all right. And you did it. And I'm really, really proud of you. And I can't wait to see how this event turns out and what it leads to next.
Right, right. And it's so funny you said I brought that up more than a year ago because everything that is happening now I've always mentioned it before. Yeah. So I learned lashes in 2018, but in 2017 I journaled about taking a class. I never acted on it until 2018. So
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I teach in my school too. Like what you say, you can manifest those things, you can pray about those things, and God will help those things come to fruition if it is
Oh,
in line to his plan,
oh yeah.
right? And
Yes.
so we journal, we create the perfect scenarios for what our future businesses will look like so that we
Yeah.
can set those intentions now. So when they start to blossom, we're not surprised because those are the things we ask for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alignment is everything.
Absolutely.
If it's not your time or your season, it's not going to happen. If it does not support God's purpose in your life, it ain't gonna happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny, like you took all of the biggest risk. You quit your job, you were like, but you said you did some smart things too. You're like, I'm gonna stay with my mom, my
Okay.
parents for a while and try to stack this money up, which is huge. A lot of people are like, nah, I ain't going back. And if you
Yeah.
have the opportunity to, do what you got to do
Right.
until you can elevate and do it how you've done it. How has that financial independence really changed your life? Because like I said, you did move in back with your parents, and you moved out. You got your own studio. You got your own school. Your daughter's doing great things. Like everything's taken care of. How has that empowered you to really just continue on and fulfilling things like your passion for community?
I think the financial independence has helped me to, like you said, fund other things, allow my daughter to have more access to like things that she wants to do,
Yeah.
whether it's buying a toy every day at the store, or just participating in extracurricular activities. I'm allowed to take her to different places, like we travel, we go on vacation. Like that's one thing I like to do is I like to go on vacation, and I ain't been in a while, and I'm so ready to go
Yeah.
somewhere. But it's just been allowed me so much more opportunities. It's allowed me to invest into other educational programs, other mentorship
Yeah.
programs, to continue to stay around the people that are doing what I want to be doing,
Yeah.
and really helping to push this school and push things forward as far as like ads and being able to provide them with the things that I know that my students needs, whether that's me taking a training or me buying trainings for them. Like,
I love
baby,
that.
it's helped a lot.
So let's talk about that. Like, what things from us working together have you been able to take on to the school?
Hmm.
Like any financial tips, or what are the things that
Yes.
you're taking?
Financial tips for sure. Yes, financial tips for sure. I always let them know, like every time we talk, and we might be talking about like different lash artist scenarios, like how somebody set somebody up. I was like, well, that's because they don't have the systems in place. Like that's because when you don't show up ready, people will play in your face and take you as a
Yeah.
joke. So you have to make sure. I told them, I said, because they can't. I don't even look like I'm about the foolishness. Like I pay my taxes. Like don't come over here with that. Don't you gonna see me reporting and paying my taxes. So I ain't even about that foolishness. But it just really sets you apart. In getting that mentorship, I think, because right now that's what I'm really pushing is mentorship. Because if it wasn't for you, like, I didn't know what I was doing, Jenny. I was like, Jenny, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I got. It helped me out. Like, well, I don't even know, Jenny. What does this mean? What do I put? Like, you need that help. Like,
Yeah.
this is your lane. This is not my lane. So working with you has allowed me to be able to do my thing over here
Right.
at peace. At peace.
Yeah. But that's so good that you say that, because when people think about entrepreneurship, they think that they only have to master one thing. But you've mastered marketing. You've
Mm-hmm.
mastered keeping track of your income, budgeting. You've mastered these things. If I told you, hey, you need to send IRS this amount of money in tax bill and you don't have it, that's a cash flow management issue.
Right.
But you're in charge of that.
Right.
Right? So you still have all these other aspects of business that you have mastered through the growth of your business.
Absolutely.
So you stand in your lane as far as what you want to
Right.
focus on, but you got it.
Yeah.
You got it. You would not have been the same person, 5 years ago
Mm-hmm.
today if I was like, hey, quarterly taxes are due, remember? You'd be
Right.
like, what?
Right.
I ain't got it. That I was like, got it.
I ain't got it. Thank God I do have it.
Yes. So that just, I really, really love and appreciate that aspect of always remaining coachable, even though you are an expert in so many ways on so many levels. Sometimes you just got to be like, well, make sure I know what I know. Let me
Right.
make sure I keep my money to me and not all of it go to the IRS. And I
Right.
love that. So what are some of like outside of the brunch and all of the things that you're doing with beauty industry professionals? What are some of the next big goals for you?
I think the next big goal is, and I literally wrote this on my to-do list, talk to Jenny about. So I want to possibly bring in like a lash artist on commission,
Okay.
which is something I have been very afraid to do. And I talked to my boyfriend about this, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, I just don't know. I'm just gonna keep praying about
Yeah.
it. But if it aligns, then that is the next big goal.
Okay.
In addition to expanding our
Okay.
supply area in stores and things like that, because the girls love the supplies, they love the glue, they love the lashes, and so I'm just like, maybe this is something that I
Yeah.
can make bigger, more available, more accessible to them, so they have what they need and less stress on me.
Yeah. And automate it. We're going to
Oh
automate that.
yes,
That's going to be so you
yes,
wake up and just see, oh, 1,000 new
yes,
items sold. Like
that
that's going to
that
be
for sure.
so. Okay. I got
Yes.
that. I like
But
that. I
also
like
too, I really want to get into mentorship. Like I
that.
really want to move into that sector because it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something else. So those three things are in the works after this brunch.
No, I love it. I love it. So with mentorship, what are the things that you wish that you had in the beginning of starting your business that you want to be able to offer to other lash artists?
I think just the motivational piece, the
Mm-hmm.
confidence piece, pouring into them, helping them to see their strengths, and not letting that stop them. Because what I'm seeing right now is a lot of lash artists are discouraged because so many people are doing it. But that's just a confidence piece. And so how we fix that is we get the help we need, the education that we need to bring clarity so that we are confident in what it is we're providing. They think it's all about marketing when truly it's not. I mean, it is. That's how you get business,
Yeah.
but you do your best work and your clients will do the rest. Like they will go run their mouths and
Yes.
sending you people, and you just be looking like, where you come from, where you
Yeah.
come from. But yes, just that level of support,
Mm-hmm.
um just really supporting them. It's not even really about the technique and the application, because if you have it, you
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah.
That's just what that is. It's just that level of support and keeping their mind focused on what it is their goals are.
And I mean, how has your pricing transitioned? Has it transitioned with trends or with, your overall income that was coming in? How did you kind of lead that transition as well?
I just went by
Yeah.
yearly. As I seen myself progressing and getting better, there were times where I couldn't take any more clients, and I was like, I'm gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
cut some people out. And one of the best ways to do that is to kind of increase your price. Like the people that are gonna stay are gonna stay. Sometimes they wouldn't even budge. So I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? But eventually, the
Yeah.
economy changed, so it kind of filtered them out. So I just think over time and just looking at the clientele that I
Yeah.
have, seeing the demands of the economy, supplies,
Yeah.
and things like that, it's helped me to be confident in raising my prices.
No, I love that. So that's another piece to your mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
Add that on there because I
Yes.
know that's one of the biggest things, especially in the beauty industry, is am I charging enough? Am I charging too much? If I
Right.
go up on my prices, will I lose clients?
Right.
And just having you say, do it.
Yep. Just
Do
do
it.
it.
I did it. You can do it. I think it's going to be huge.
And I think one of the bigger pieces too is that I think about like big companies. When they raise their prices, don't nobody know till you go
You
to give
know.
them people your car. Like what? $13? It was just $8. Like you don't know. So
Yeah.
like if this is something that client really
Yeah.
values and they value your time and your service, they're gonna pay no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
So just
And
be honest and communicate.
I know that's right. And I always say, yesterday's price ain't today's price.
Ain't no. Can't be.
It can't be.
Can't be.
Like if my eggs done went up to $10, this gonna go up.
Okay, listen, not $10 for eggs. That's crazy.
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 But seriously, everything, like you said, the economy, what's going on in the world, everything affects, especially things that are not necessities.
Yep.
You start to cut your budget, and the first thing, I guess I could pluck these eyebrows myself.
Yep.
Ooh, if I just wear a hat, like you start figuring it
Right.
out. So
And
sure.
we experienced that with the cluster lashes, like these
Mm.
last few years, and people trying to find alternatives to lash extensions. It's the cluster lashes, and so there was this big debate on, is the lash industry dying? No, it's not dying. People are struggling to pay for these services, so it's gonna come back around.
Sure.
It's gonna come back around. So just be ready when it does.
And that's where marketing comes in, because everybody not struggling. I ain't talking to not one of my clients on this live series who is experiencing any type of struggle or downward trend. So making sure that you're in the right places and seeing the right people is also huge.
Right.
Yeah. But I just, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I love just hearing about, just how differently introduce entrepreneurship into your life and how much I know you've grown over these last few years, and really just to encourage people. You don't have to have that comfort level of a W-2 job, right? They try to cut your money. You like, okay.
Right.
Listen.
Right.
I could do
or your money is never growing. Like the economy is terrible and you still making the same amount you were making. Like, make it make sense. I'm saying you cannot pay me to go back.
I know.
You can't pay me to go back because it just don't make sense to me. I just don't. I can't.
Well, now your income is they wouldn't even be able to touch. Get close to where you No, I love it. So tell them how they can find you. I know you're in East Texas. What's going on? How other lash professionals, all over the country can potentially find you and hook up with you. What's next?
So you can find me True Lash Studio on Instagram. East Texas Lash Institute on Instagram as well. And same for the website, TrueLashStudios.com, EastTexasLashInstitute.com.
Love it. I love it. So I like to just leave with one statement, just kind of letting people know how I help individuals like you. So I help ambitious beauty entrepreneurs like Kiara achieve significant revenue growth and financial clarity with tailored tax planning and strategic business structuring as an S Corp, without the misconception that increasing the number of clients always leads to increased tax and time burdens. We can get that revenue up without you working more. Right. and that's what came with all of the things that you added on in addition to you being a lash artist.
Right.
So I just want to thank you, let you know that I am so proud of you. And as you continue to grow, we're going to continue to make things happen and really support the lash community with your growth. Yeah. Because if you're doing great, I know you're going to touch so many people.
Thank you. And Jenni, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, because you were what I needed to make any of this possible. Like, I was clueless. I did not know anything about taxes, any of that. So I just want to say thank you for being the light and doing what you do and doing it effortlessly and efficiently. You make my life easier, and I appreciate you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. I love you. So you have a great rest of the day. Again, thank you for joining me, and we're going to continue this thing tomorrow.
All right.
All right.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Ask Jenni. Ask Jenni has been in the works since 2016. I have started tax team services, developed coaching programs for small business owners and tax professionals, and I've even started a podcast with my husband, Finding Love. You can follow me on Jenni L. Hendricks on all platforms. But before you leave, like, comment, subscribe, and ask Jenni anything. I'm here to talk to you more about business, life, love, and all things growth.